I know this is off script, Kimmy, so I'm just gonna ask this one question real quick, call
Okay.
it like an icebreaker.
Sure, sure.
Name somebody, a woman in history that you have always admired or thought was very influential in your life, or, you know, who would that be? Somebody throughout. And I just want to say, it can be family if that's family, but somebody that maybe we all would recognize their name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's got to be Jesus.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say this is probably gonna sound really vain or whatever, but she was just my girl. I'm gonna say Pam Grier. Pam Grier was
Mm,
like, I'm not gonna lie, I was
okay.
like when I was younger, I'm not gonna lie, Pam Grier was what I wanted to look like and what I wanted to
Yes,
be
he
like.
was.
I'm serious. I love Pam Grier. I know people you're
She was
probably
iconic. Oh, she was the
yes.
wow.
Her
On
and
every
Diane
brother,
Carroll.
I had multiple pictures of Pam Grier up on my wall. I had all the Jet centerfold, but Pam got like two or three slots because that's
Yes,
how she was always. It was like women, women, fellas wanted her, women wanted to be her.
that's it.
As she was, and she was always classy too. I mean, I always dug that about her. Yes, yes. So
Well, you
she,
know who
that's
I,
good.
I I used to like thinking about when you said that. I used to like Jane Kennedy.
Oh yeah, she was
I
gorgeous.
wanted to be a sports agent and do that. Now I used to spend a lot of time with my dad, and I don't know it now, but I would know the teams, where they were from, the coaches. I could name just different stuff because my dad was a coach, and I was just learn a lot about games and sports. And so when I watching TV, I used to like Jane Kennedy. So
Yeah, she was one of my
Wow.
favorites.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah, Jane. Jane was the red bone on fire back in the 70s. She
hmm
was like the brothers Jane Kennedy. And what was the guy she was dating? Was it Ron O'Neal? There was some
no,
guy back in the day.
Isaac,
That's-
Isaac Kennedy.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's who she got her name from, the guy, the
Yeah,
Kennedy dude.
yeah, he was fine too.
But
He was fine as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
mhm.
They were like the last of the light skins, though. So R.I.P. Light skins.
No.
We love y'all. We love y'all still.
Yeah,
Shout
that
out to the light skins.
shout out to the light skins.
Yeah, but she was killing it back in the day. Still is beautiful now. Both of the ladies are very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
I tell you, my option was my mother is dark skinned. My father's fair complexion. So I've always admired that. And so the first dark skinned woman outside of my home that I thought was so beautiful, so regal, so classy, so just well put together, well spoken. Back in the day, she had a sitcom called Julia, and it was Diane
Oh,
Carroll.
Yeah, oh
Diane
yeah.
Carroll.
Mhm.
Yeah, Diane Carroll, right? You remember her? Oh man,
No,
yeah. So
Claudine. When she was in
Yeah.
Claudine.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. I love that movie,
But
Claudine.
the reason why I like Julia so much though, because she was a nurse, she was making money, she was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and that was a very great image that she was projecting as a single mom. But
Hmm.
but she was so regal, so classy, so pretty. I was like, man, Diane Carroll got it going on.
Yeah. I was going to say her second, Diane Carroll, because I think I looked at Claudine probably 100 times in my life because Claudine is probably one of my favorite old time shows, except for um
And it was on recently, a couple of weeks ago.
I
Matter of
got
fact.
Yeah,
I got the
yeah,
tape of
yeah.
it. So I just sometimes on the weekends I might just be in my room doing something and then start looking at it. But I love Claudine, and I got the soundtrack actually on my playlist because I love the whole soundtrack too. And I'm talking about the original. You know what I
Oh
mean?
wow,
Gladys
wow,
Knight.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all of them were so influential and inspiring in
Yeah.
their craft, and have paved the way. And I'm sure so many actresses today, black ladies, will always pay homage to them and say, "Hey, they were the role models for me doing what I do." So shout out to all the women of history, and particularly our black
That was a
women,
good
our
one, Jay.
sisters.
Though
Yeah.
that was a good.
Yeah.
I didn't even have that like an icebreaker, but that was a really good one. And you got some notes going on there. So
What? What? I got a little something. Okay,
yeah,
let me
you
call
got a
my
little
agent.
something.
We're
May
going in the
somebody may hear
studio.
you, and if they contact me, I'll let you know. So
Right, right. Okay.
we know you are musically inclined, so you're very gifted. So the
Oh, thank you,
yep,
thank you.
to
I
be able
never
to
consider
sing is
myself a
just a
singer though.
well, the singer might be the cherry on top of the cake. So
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you so
yeah,
much. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
So I think that's
Yeah.
that was a good one though, Jay. So Keisha, Jay, I think
Yes.
this is a really cool
Yeah.
episode because it's not, complicated, but it's just being real. Dating must-haves. And
Mhm.
before I picked this topic out, I actually did some research on it because, things have shifted so much during these times that um a lot of things that people are looking for in their partner or their mate, I think changed a lot from when, we was kind of looking for partners and mates. You know what I mean? So
Right. You ain't got to have good credit no more. You ain't got to have good credit no more.
no, I mean, I don't, that's not even in the listing.
Desperate times
Not
now.
even in the listing. So it was
Mhm.
kind of they just, it's more of what they personally need, you know what I mean, than what probably our parents say you should look for this type of person to have this type of job or this and this, you know
Right.
what I mean? More of a
A lot of
structured type
superficial
of
So was
stuff.
it based
Well,
on the age group, the demographic?
well, yeah, this came from statistics out of Essence, okay?
Okay.
And
essence.
yes,
Okay.
it was our people. And
That's
you
reputable.
know,
That's reputable.
they went through the must-haves and what they would not tolerate, two different things. You know what I mean? So when they topped off their must-haves, they said the person must be a communicator. That was number one. Now,
Mm.
wasn't that shocking to hear that? You must be a communicator. And I think a lot of people may struggle with that, but you
Well,
must.
so that's on the list of
I mean,
things that are must-haves, right? So
Must
you
have.
want somebody that's going to communicate. I mean,
well, that's true, but I
I
wouldn't
get
think
it.
that would be number
But I
one.
wouldn't think it would be number one because
Well,
other
y'all thinking
people
like
have
it's a
other
No,
things.
no-brainer?
number one is exclusive.
That was two. That
Exclusive.
was two. That was two.
What does that say?
Exclusive.
Committed? What did it say? Committed, monogamous?
It said
Monogamous.
exclusive.
Exclusive.
It said her word,
Okay.
exclusive. It didn't say committed or any other things. It said exclusive. That means no one else, because you could be committed to 3 people in these days.
That's right.
So it said exclusive.
Oh
And
wow.
well, go ahead, Tim.
I'm not trying to be funny, but really, you gotta really say the correct verbiage these days, because then when
Ain't
the
a
contract
commitment
come
no
back
more, man.
up,
But I get it. I
I
get it.
want to hear the rest of them because I want to see if this is on the list. What I got in my mind.
they must have a sense of humor. They must have a sense of humor. That was number 3.
Important,
And
but
that's important. That is important because I think we go through so many things during this time. It's good to have somebody to laugh with. You know what I mean? So
That's right.
that,
That's right.
that was
Laughter
that
is the
was
best
number
medicine.
3.
Y'all know.
This one kind of took me back because I was thinking that that's kind of putting somebody in the category that they may not have any options. Emotionally healthy.
important.
Huh?
It's
It's
Important.
important, but
very important. What do you
it
mean
is.
they ain't got no options?
Well, I'm just saying, what happened if let's say this, y'all. Let's be fair to people. What happened if you have somebody who has been through a lot of traumas? You know what I mean? They may have to have a lifetime of therapy. You know what I mean? So they may not consider themselves emotionally healthy because they have to maintain certain things because they've been through certain things. That I would think that was you know, especially with a lot of mental health issues going on. I kind of, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I just felt like that was kind of labeling somebody to be
I was
Damn.
no,
put
I was
together.
I was thinking more so of maybe there it's a imbalance there. There's a where I'm just weeping one day and it's all over the place. And if
That
that's
means
That's
the case,
bipolar.
you need to
maybe
take
you
your
should
meds.
be alone for right now. Not saying you can never do anything, but if you like this all the time, it's gonna be important. I don't have time
It
to kind
it
of figure
it
out what's going
yeah.
on.
But it's
Now,
You
honest.
say
people
It's
don't
being
need. I
honest.
mean, people can go to therapy and that be, that's cool and it's okay. But I'm talking about somebody that's swinging. I mean, you never know if they're gonna murder you or something else. You gotta be I mean, that's what I'm taking it. You gotta be emotionally.
But you know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
I kind of agree with you, Keisha. Guess what? Even if you are imbalanced or got something going on, that you
Right.
are obtaining some type of help to keep yourself balanced. I think that what that means, the emotionally stable person or emotionally healthy, is that people a lot of times don't take care of themselves.
Right,
emotionally.
exactly.
And then they try to get in a relationship that's kind of putting a strain on a relationship because you're not healthy enough to even deal with the challenges or the ups and downs that relationships bring. So yeah, I understand. I agree with you, Keisha. Jay, what you think?
Is it emotionally stable? Is what it said, right?
Emotionally healthy,
Healthy. Okay,
healthy,
right.
healthy.
Which is to me, I think, as we all know, emotions can cloud your better judgment, right? We're
Mhm.
Right?
emotional being, we have feelings. So I think if you're to the point where your emotions are healthy enough that you're able to control yourself when you see similarities and not automatically think the same result of what
Okay.
your previous experience was.
Okay.
So that to me is what I kind of think of because we all done been through something. As a matter of
Right,
fact, I don't even
of
want nobody
course,
around me that ain't
sure.
never been through nothing. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
sure.
But you're no longer that person. So
Okay.
I agree with you too, Keisha. If you are, because that's kind of like bipolar. Like
Right.
you might need some medication or something, to
Well,
control that thing, to
take it,
balance your
please.
you
Take it.
that to the, you know what I mean? You east and west every 2 minutes.
He
But
said east and west.
yeah, just like, all over the place. But there
Right.
there to me is that's some validity. Like I like to think your emotions are healthy at the point of you being able to maintain your poise and not just always let your emotions cloud your
I
better
agree.
judgment.
I
You
agree.
know?
I really
Yeah,
do. So the
yeah.
last one is affectionate.
Important.
Yes. Say that again for the people on the back of the porch that didn't hear.
Affectionate.
Affectionate, yes.
Affectionate. Affectionate. So I
That should
think
have
they
been
are
number
all
one.
really good. And okay, when I missed one, the very bottom one, and this was shocking. Chemistry.
Important.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it was one of the, it was in the this top five, but it was at the bottom of the list.
How
Chemistry.
you gonna
Of the
have a
must
relationship if
haves.
you don't have any type of
Right.
chemistry? I
I
So
know,
when
mean,
you say
right?
Kimmy, you think it should have been ranked higher?
I think it should be
Or
ranked higher. I do.
oh, okay, I see. But it's definitely in the top five. And
Yes,
to
in the
me,
top
all of
five.
those are
how
equally
important.
significant, honestly. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
think you
Like,
got to have all of that across the board.
yes,
So yeah,
yes,
so it was
yes.
chemistry. So look, I'm gonna jump from that one because that was the must-have. But let me tell you the deal breakers. Okay,
Mm.
um, drug use was number one.
Mhm.
And when they talk about drug use, they speak about people that are on heroin, meth, um, quaaludes,
Okay, because
things
they
that
can't be talking
distort
about
the.
weed now. They can't just be
No, it
saying that
didn't.
about
It
no
did not.
weed now.
It didn't mention marijuana. It mentioned all these illegal, illicit drugs. You know that was a deal breaker right off the bat. They
So
weren't
that
even gonna
means
deal with it.
any kind of destructive behavior.
Right. Number two was anger streaks.
Okay, all right,
I thought that was a good one. Anger streaks. Okay, you remember it's exclusive, so they said infidelity and cheating. That's another one.
right.
And rude behavior. I know you. I know you always talk about that, Jay. Rude behavior was a big one, and
Yes.
the last one was a compulsive liar.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that list. I would have you cannot under no circumstances cheat on me. Okay, now if that would be my number one right there, right out the gate.
Really?
I'm not gonna tolerate that. No, because no matter how bad things get, we're supposed to stay monogamous. Okay, all right. If you lied to me about something, I
You gonna be okay
understand
with
because
it?
I've lied before. Depending on what you lied to me, why you lied to me. Now you know that this the truth comes out. But yeah, yeah, whew, I'm telling you, the
I think
anger
you
thing
just. I
too,
think
that and the
you're saying that,
rude,
man.
all of that's important.
I think you're saying that because you're a man.
Well, what if you meet a person and you're dating that person and then you find out they didn't tell you that they are fluid? See, that would be the thing for me. When you fluid, you like either or, but you right now you're dipping in
Okay, hold on. What's that word now?
fluid.
Fluid,
Fluid.
like
Fluid. It's
this
okay.
right here,
Say
water,
okay.
fluid, like this water. Like
No.
You can go, yeah, fluid mean you can go
it's the
either way.
same pronunciation. I'm saying.
A lot of the younger
But she's not talking about that.
people are fluid. That means the girl can like be with the girl 1 month and then they be with the guy. It doesn't matter. They can go back
Oh,
and forth.
okay.
But you want
See,
exclusive. You want to have a relationship, and you don't know, it's all right if that's what they want to do, but you're not
that
for that. They need to tell you. That would be a deal breaker for me.
Absolutely.
I got you. Yeah. Now
That would
that's
definitely
true. I
be a
mean,
deal
back in the
breaker.
day, that we call that going both ways.
Well, yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I got you. Now they came over with something else.
Fluid, like the
Fluid. I
water
ain't never
fluid.
done it. I was about to say, okay, they can speak multiple languages and stuff. All right, that's what's up. They fluid,
I was gonna say
That's
that
what
at
I,
first too. I was like, okay, but
all right. Oh, but it's
that's not. And then
fluent.
when she
Oh, my
started to
bad.
say, I said, okay, yeah,
The T. There
I
ain't no
think
T on
that's a
there.
good
I
one.
got you. Yeah, that is true. I mean, but I'm just saying, you said Kimmy, I'm just saying it because a man, I'm just saying, I don't think anybody wants to be cheated on.
I
Like
know
if you
I'm
had
just
to,
making, I'm just
put them
making
up
a
there and
point
say,
because
okay,
I'm not trying to put
lie to me or cheat.
any wedges in it, but usually, and I'm just gonna put it out there, and the statistics probably will agree with me. Usually, women, nobody wants to be cheated on. Yes, Jay, you're right. You're completely right. But women are probably more tolerable of cheating, even though that doesn't make it right, and forgiving of cheating than a male is.
Okay, we about
Because
to go
it's
to a
something
whole nother
about a
subject.
man
Now that's another topic. Now
envisioning a woman. Chauncey said this on another episode, and then she said something really funny behind it. It's something about a man envisioning his woman with another man that he cannot get past that. But it's okay. Women envision their man getting lap dance
do
sat on
y'all
all
really
kind of
envision
stuff.
that though? Is that I just find out how to believe you really envision that.
I'm just saying,
I'm saying,
you can tell us what a man thinks when
but
they think about them.
okay, but let me just
Uh-oh.
tell you what this man thinks. I don't envision you because first of all, unless you were a virgin, I already know you've been with somebody. I'm saying is when the cord has been broken of trust in the relationship, when that part has been severed
Okay.
because you went and you got and now had, so I'm saying is almost everything else you can almost all right, the rudeness, you can't get too crazy, the anger, you can't be tearing up the house and all that. But we try to work on that. But once you do that, once you go sleep with somebody else, for me, that trust is over. So I don't envision you doing it because I already know you've been sleeping with somebody. You've been with somebody, and yeah, I mean, I ain't that kind of dude. I ain't tripping like that. But that is for me, just for me now. It would be the number one thing where it couldn't be fixed because I ain't cheated. I ain't been outside. We didn't say we not gonna do that. So you might have lied to me about something and just be like, okay, I was lying to you about that, but baby, I'm straight up. This is who I am, whatever. All right, okay. But when you go do that, I'm just saying, I don't know. That's hard.
Okay,
That's hard.
I'll go
Yeah.
along with that one, Jay. I think
But you're right, though. Women will forgive a brother and take him
quick.
back.
I mean, we
Take him
have a
back.
lot of we give a lot of leeway when it comes to that, and I think it's a lot of factors incorporated into that. So,
Shout out to the
All right,
forgiving
is
sisters.
this a deal breaker? If you
okay,
meet someone and you have a different political view,
deal
and
breaker because we're gonna be fighting soon, especially in this
or
political
different
climate.
Nah,
religious view.
No, I don't
right.
think religious view because I think that unless you tell me you worshiping the devil,
I'm gonna say it depends on what it is now. I mean, I'm just
yeah, you need
saying
to
you
state that. If
you
you're doing that, I'm out. You know what I
right.
mean?
You can't just be believing in
Yes,
anything
I'm
and be with
worshiping.
me now. You
I'm
can't just
worshiping,
no.
worshiping the
We got
devil.
to have some clear boundaries and understanding.
He
I
fine,
know.
but he worshiping the devil. He fine
No,
though.
you're not worshiping the
Good
devil.
credit, good
Yeah,
job,
Mm-hmm.
right.
but
Yeah. But no, that's a good question though, Keisha, because the political standpoint, I mean, like, especially here of recent,
mm-hmm.
political landscape here, I know if you would have told me, okay, I find you or whatever, and I'm like, okay, let's get to know each other, but you'd be like, I really and truly love Donald Trump.
Bye.
And I am going to vote for him and support him, believe in everything he's got to say and do. There's no way in the hell I'm gonna have anything else to talk to you about.
That's
I'm
what
being
I'm
honest.
saying.
So I do get it. That to me, has a bearing
That
on
just
it.
happened during these polarized times because I knew
Mhm.
plenty of people who somebody might have been a Democrat in the House and somebody else might have been a Republican because of the values. And I always say for myself, there's a lot of things previously that I
Right.
did stand for under the Republican Party, even though I consider
Exactly.
myself a Democrat. But now, oh no, I'm just like you, Jay. All bets is off because I can
Oh,
picture
yeah.
Yeah,
you in the house
and
looking at Fox News, and then the TV get broken because something came on Fox News, and it's gonna go
right.
terribly
And you
wrong.
cheering for it. You cheer. Now, I will say this though, in all seriousness, I agree with you, Kimmy, because I have not disliked all Republican.
Right,
So all Republican listening, if you're Republican, you're on the porch, you're listening, just a shout out to you. I'm not saying I don't like Republicans. I will say the Republican named Donald Trump.
hmm
I had a very big problem with him and his lack of character. And
right,
so
Well,
I
I got a
like,
couple
for
more
instance,
names to
yeah,
add to his,
yeah.
but go
But I
ahead.
mean, I'll just give you an example, like Ford and Reagan and the Bushes. I never felt like they were inhumane without human
right,
dignity and respect. You see what I'm saying? For people,
hmm
I didn't necessarily agree with some of their policies,
right,
but I didn't have a problem with them as human being, decent human beings, is what I'm
Right,
saying.
right,
right.
Even if they were racist, they weren't wearing it on their sleeve. And then that for me is the difference maker. You see what I'm
right,
saying? But
right.
Yeah.
Trump was anyway.
Yeah,
We know 44 was greater. We just know 44 was greater than 45, right?
that's right. We need to just strike 45. We'll go right to 46, 44,
Right,
46. Do
right.
multiply by 2. So that's a good one,
Mm.
Keisha. Religion. I mean, if we expound on that, I think because I know people that one is a Muslim, one is a Christian. They're living happily in a relationship. Their values are, in aspects are totally different. So I think that if you have and actually I have a friend who's a Muslim, and we were actually talking about that, and his wife is a Christian, and he told me, he said he respects his wife religious beliefs, and she respects his, but he doesn't celebrate anything. He's not going to critique his beliefs to join along with hers. His
Okay.
religious beliefs is his. Like he does, they don't celebrate holidays or anything. He said he goes up to his room. You know what I mean? He doesn't partake in any of that, and she respects that. So that's cool. So then they make it
Right.
work. But
So the Christmas gifts ain't coming from daddy. There ain't gonna be nothing down there
he
saying
said he
from
said he
daddy.
buys her gifts all the time, but she does not get a birthday gift. She does not get Christmas gifts. You know what I mean? She get gifts
Right.
all year round. It's just not to be in a celebratory type of
Celebrate it. I got you.
right. So I think it works as long as you're not saying, "Oh hell, oh Saint," and then we can.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I'm
That was
saying.
funny.
Right.
you
Yeah, you
know,
can't
I
be
think we can make it work because I think it's all going up to God Almighty. You know what I mean? And He's the creator of us all. So we all blessed in that way. When you start talking about the things and you got some black trinkets hanging around and going on, you can't stay here. You gotta go. You know what I mean? So I think that was any more must-haves before we sum it up? Because I think we hit on a lot of things. This was a good episode.
I mean, now I know we're kind of on both lists back and forth, but I'll tell you
Uh-huh.
something that I'm sure a lot of listeners would say is a deal breaker, you know, is horrible sex. Just
Oh,
horrible
how did we
sex.
just skip? We could look. We probably would have been saying that in the after show. How did we even
So
miss that
that
stop
kind of
sign?
follows the
Yeah.
affectionate, you know what I'm saying? Like in that affectionate under that umbrella. Cause I was like, they gotta put that in there,
No, they didn't. I mean, maybe
well,
it's
the
under
affectionate.
affection. Yeah, maybe it's under
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe
So
that,
under
yeah.
affected, right, right. Yeah, because I'm just saying we deny it because of our experiences, but we were born for that, you know and everything God created understands it has an obligation to one of its own kind, and the sexual thing is what we do as human beings. This is what you do. Nothing makes you feel good. The things that are most valuable to us is what we get from each other that money can't buy, which
Right.
Right,
includes affection, and
right,
intimacy. So it's
right,
not always just the actual intercourse, but the willingness and desire to constantly keep
right.
the intimacy and affection, and good intimacy and affection will lead to some slamming ass sex, and sometimes you just be chilling, and but you're enjoying the intimacy and the affection that comes with it. So I'm sure some listeners out there will be like, yeah, that's definitely a deal breaker if that is not on the table in an
Yeah, I
abundance.
agree with you. Only thing I would just say to that is, um, I think when it becomes not good sex, Jay, is because more other factors have contributed to it. You know what I mean? I mean, people just like with anything, people make it work. You know what I mean? I mean,
What
if
you say?
you
Other
your
contributors,
wife,
like brother need a blue. Hey, brothers, you need a blue diamond. Get the blue diamond.
yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you now.
if you
You
got to do
need
what
it.
you have to do to get it, you know, maybe
Go
your wife
blue. If you gotta go blue.
yeah, your wife used to be a porn star and you just was, you know, you a novice to it. So you got to learn a lot from your wife. You know what I mean? It could be,
Right.
it could be vice versa, you know? So I think the patience that comes along with that is something that's very important. And the expectation is communicated because sometimes it's something unrealistic that you can't keep up with. And that can
Right.
cause marital strife or, you know, relationship strife. But that was a good one, Jay, because I knew we would have talk about that later. Anything else that we are not hitting on?
Mm.
Okay.
What about
Yeah.
liking or disliking your friends? Well, disliking your friends.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's to me, that's really huge. That's for this
Yeah,
person.
friends for years and
Yeah, that's
and
really
they
huge.
just
Because friends
But like,
can intertwine with your personality
right.
and cause lots of strife. You know, really lots of strife.
Yeah.
Not
Or even one better than that. The actually add to it, Keisha. Family. You
yes.
see, your
ooh,
family.
Ooh.
That's something. You know what I mean? You just like don't get along with mom Dukes or the brother or the children.
that is a
You
big one.
kind of,
I'm glad y'all said that. That
Mhm.
one is
yeah,
huge. It's
yeah.
huge.
Family
Woo.
is
You better leave
probably
your damn family over there. I'm telling you right now, because your ass
right.
will be divorced. I'm telling you, because it's gonna be somebody
Yep,
that try to
Come
put.
in there and they be
yep,
like, look at her.
Yeah,
Mm,
I'm
right,
telling you,
mm.
right.
They don't
family haters, family haters.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, that's
Yeah,
right now. That's a big one. You
and
better
exactly,
keep
exactly.
that family over there. If it's a like look, like my grandma would say, it's a bonus and it's a plus if y'all can get along. If not, cut that off because your family is not going to be there when you are getting down to the nitty gritty. And if we actually think about the spiritual part of it, you made a commitment with God that your husband is going to be first or your wife is going to be
That's it.
first.
Right.
And
That's right. That's the covenant of the marriage.
that's the
Is
covenant of
that
it. Some people got
God
to get cut
is
off.
first, and then your spouse, not
Yeah.
everybody else in the house.
Now everybody else
It's
in the house can't
God,
get out the house.
then your spouse, and
Mhm.
you can't below that. I know this is a tough one, especially for a lot of the women, but the children can't,
Yeah.
nor family, nothing. You can't let anyone, and that doesn't mean they're not important or significant,
I agree.
or loved any less.
Hmm.
You just can't let people come between that. That's a covenant
Right.
you have. Yeah. In
That's
fact, you're
that
right,
was a
Kimmy. You
good
got to
one.
tell them you ain't getting invited. No, no, you
You're
ain't
not just
coming over
getting
here.
invited. You don't give them my address because you're not
Right.
coming here or nothing. And you can get blocked on all phones, for Androids and iPhones. Both parties can have you blocked. So
And
that's
that's yeah. And you actually, for your own peace and sanity and health and prosperity, you have to understand that they're just people that, cannot be in my life. Although you're my family, and I always will love you, but I'll place you where you belong
place you where you
because
belong. Place you. That's
my
exactly where it's
own
going.
well-being. This is the part about, true health and wellness is being very selfish for yourself, mentally, spiritually, physically,
But
emotionally. You
don't
have to
forget, we're
be
still in the dating stage,
right.
not committed.
Oh
Dating and they
yes,
don't like
Keisha,
you.
you're right. You're not married yet.
Yeah,
Dating and your
that's true.
family
Right,
doesn't
right,
like who
right.
you date or who you date don't get along with your family or your friends.
Okay, so I'm
Will
gonna
you
have
Right,
to reverse something right quick.
will you still
right,
continue
Kimmy.
to
We talking
date
about
that
marriage.
person
We talk about
and
dating. That's
Yeah, we
yeah.
right.
talking about marriage. Me and Kimmy done got all committed and deep, right?
Yeah,
Kimmy, you done got deep.
Keisha, thank you. Look, thank you, Keisha, because if you think
Yeah,
about it, I'm gonna reverse
yeah.
something. Especially when it comes down to like you are the parents of somebody and you're dating and you see these red flags going on,
Because your parents and your aunt be like,
no,
You better listen.
you better listen because that's a shitty bum right there. I'm telling you, you ain't
Yeah.
gotta listen right now, but that's what he is. You know what I mean? You could try to make him
But
They
like
can
like,
my
spot
dad
it real
said.
quick.
I wish my
You got,
brother was
you got,
on here.
you got starburst in your eyes, and they like,
Right,
My
exactly.
brother was
Or
the way he would tell y'all the story when we was younger, and my brother brought some girl home, and my dad was just kind of, Jay met my dad before my dad passed. My dad was just like really cool, Keisha, right? And my dad was at the living room table. He was reading the paper, and my brother come in the house, and he was like, Dad, he was so and so. I want you to meet my brother. My father just put the paper down slowly and said, "Boy, if I tell you 1,000 times, you gotta stop making these bums in the queens." Right? It was just so shocking. She just was looking like, but then when it came out, like, my brother didn't take it offensively. We were so used to my dad being so blunt. It came out that this girl had so many issues. She cheated on him and all kinds of crazy stuff went on. But sometimes your parents can see things you can't see.
right,
You just like you
right.
said, you twinkling in the eye, and while you blinded, they see a lot of things. So that do change the narrative, Keisha, definitely. Because
Dating.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got a funny little story. My dad would, because when I was young, I made it my business to have multiple girlfriends, and I even challenged myself to have them in the house at the same time. Because we could have like a front room and a den, and I actually had two in the house at once. I just like, yeah, I
What?
can do this. But my father hated that about me so much that he would intentionally call them by their wrong name, and he would call them the other. Oh yeah, yeah. So it was so embarrassing because I would bring somebody and I'll say, hey, mom, dad, this is my girlfriend Annette. And you're like, oh, okay, and a few minutes later, he say, so Teresa, tell me something about yourself, Teresa. And I'm like, dad, this is not Teresa, this is Annette. And he knew I used to date somebody named Teresa. He would do that. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. So finally, as I got older and I slowed down as he stopped. But when I was young and wild, he was sort of like, your dad can be like, he didn't really have any real
No filter.
respect because
No.
I was running them in and out. I even got caught with one of them in the house before. They were like, wow. So, but
Well,
another part of that is women and their children. Like when you're dating, like if I was meeting somebody, like she brought her children on the very first date and they was like baby kids or something, you know, and they was just bad as hell running all around, just keep talking about give me money and stuff.
you say give you
So
money.
you're not gonna
Yeah.
have she's gonna have you smoking out the window.
See what I'm saying? So yeah, I was like, nah, I'll pass. Yeah. But yeah, the dating stage is a little different. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a little different. But there
But
are
it's
still
the screening
red
stage,
flags.
but you can't get into the marriage stage until you date.
right.
So you got a lot of things to filter through before you say, I'm gonna be committed. Well, exclusive. I'm gonna use that word exclusive to
Okay,
somebody.
I got another one, guys. What
Uh
about um their hygiene is not that
oh.
great?
That's a deal
On the
breaker from
first.
day one. That's because it's too many
Now they didn't just go
communications.
jogging or go to the gym. It's just I remember, okay. I'm gonna tell
Or from
you,
Africa.
this is
Or
not dating a guy, but I just remember I was in college, right? And I had an early morning math class where this girl used to used to come and sit directly in front of me. And I was like, what in the world? It's 8. Everybody should have a shower at 8. This is the first class. What is going on with you? So I would move different places in the class, like the next time to see if, and she would kind of always sit near me. And I was like, oh my God, this smell is awful. So I say this to say,
Folks like
are you dating someone you notice, not now it's something you just came from the gym. Okay, we all sweat a little tartar, but no, this is just
especially if it's
funky.
a
You
mm,
female,
just
especially if
mm.
it's a female. Let me tell you, funk travel like the like in Moses, like the red mist traveling. I don't care if you switch rooms, sides of rooms, back of rooms.
Right.
That scent go right along with you. I'm not going to excuse a man for being funky, but a funky man is just like boiled eggs. That's horrific. But
Yeah.
a funky woman, you got some control over that because I'm telling you, You know, it's even if you went and took a hot shot bird bath in the morning, you can hit your hot spots and feet walk and underarms
The hot
all day.
spots,
It's
people.
called fumation. You
Unless, unless
what?
he or she is from the motherland, okay? Because let me tell you, I was some
Wait,
neighbors with
okay, it
some
has to do
real
with the culture.
Africans. Now they was, he used to tell me, you stink
Stop.
all the
You
time, man.
better
You wear this stuff
stop.
all the time. He said, in my country, you the must is the aroma that the woman wants to smell. The must.
Okay, well,
And
that's their
so if you
culture.
meet an African, he's really from Africa on the first date, you know, you just better hold your breath,
Well, it won't.
you
It
know,
won't be
You
no
don't have to
because
second
worry about it.
date,
It won't be me.
and
So
it'd be a
come on, now, we
short.
ain't
don't
gonna,
worry about
you
it.
can't turn down the brothers from the motherland
I
Why?
can't.
Because
because
it's
they
another woman
upholding the
from the
culture.
motherland waiting for him. She know the tradition and she know what she like. So
Shout out to Africa. And listen,
shout out to
shout out to
We
Africa.
Africa.
know
I try to,
we
yeah, yeah,
Shout
shout
but
out
I,
out
to
to
Africa.
but you
'Cause-
do, you got to put on some deodorant when you come to,
And don't put on no deodorant if you ain't use no soap and water.
with me. I'm just saying, with me, that's like right there. Like, are you vaccinated, wearing a mask? Okay, and you got to have on
Well, you
deodorant.
know, that's a good thing that this mask wearing has brought out a lot of things. And if your breath is fumigating, that's another thing you have learned during COVID time. So that's a good thing.
Right,
But
right.
maybe people have been taking more better care of their mouth and their hygiene. But the
And then you got, but you know, it's funny, it's another topic. But when you mask attractive, and then you take that mask off, you ain't attractive no more. You mask attractive. That's another thing. Take the mask off right away. Oh, because everybody has been tricked by the mask attractive.
it remind me of you remember in Living Color and how Wanda when Jamie Foxx would play Wanda, she would turn around and
Oh,
no, at first it was
take
like
off
yes,
the
and then she
mask.
go her face. It was like no,
y'all
no.
making me
Well, I
so
ain't had
hot.
my
Oh my goodness.
vaccine. She said, I ain't had my vaccine. Back up 10 feet and just take off the mask. I gotta see. I gotta see.
And take off the mask.
Or I'm a Facebook stalk you or something first. I got to know if you
That's
just mass attractive or not. If you just
yeah, because you think about it, you know, the eyes can be very dreamy. You know what I mean?
yes.
They can be
You know
very
what's funny though? Before we had to wear all these masks, you just kind of took it for granted how much below your nose really is an indication of how you truly look. Below your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know this is why Rob was wearing a mask. But I'm saying it's like you just didn't think
Did you
about how
say
much
why who wear masks?
the robber, because you really can't tell if a person is just mass attractive. You be tricked by them eyes.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah. Oh,
I think
uh,
we covered a lot, y'all. So
Oh boy, y'all
anything
are
else
funny.
we can talk in the after show.
Okay.
Does anybody have any final words? Because well, we just be here all day and we're laughing to the morning. I thought it was a great episode, and you know, the
I will
dating
say this
must
though.
haves is I thought they was pretty cool. I think affection is probably one of my biggest ones. So that's
You
just
know, I'm gonna go back to mine exclusive.
exclusive. Yeah, that's a number one too. Yeah, Keisha. Jay,
And I will say this. I can't remember if it's actually on there, but one that is a huge for me is spiritually mindful. That is huge. I can't remember if that was something in that reference was on the must have list or not,
no,
but
that
that would
wasn't it.
definitely be
It wasn't
a
on
must
there.
have for me. You know, the JB that I am now, spiritually, definitely spiritually mindful.
Wow.
Okay.
That should be number one because if you are unevenly yoked, you're gonna
Yeah.
have issues. You know what I mean?
Right,
You can
right.
mask it all you want, but you will have issues. So, a great episode. This is what the A. There's still an A crew. So join
You
us
see
every week and Wednesday.
that?
We drop a new episode. You can catch us on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm your girl Kimmy, and joining me tonight is
Keisha.
This your boy JB from NC.
Everyone have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week.